Hey everybody, I'm Tommy Scoville and this is the Tommy Scoville Show. Yep, I worked yesterday 12 hours and there is going to be so much time to talk about my job and what it is I do. I'm not going to do that right now because this is a video that, watch to the end of this please. Seriously, watch to the end of this. And you want to hear me chastise you as the boat captain, which I'm not going to do very often, but when we talk about wanting to change our lives, and the first thing is to be committed, right? It's to shove every chip you've got into the middle of the table. If this is really something that you're trying to move forward with, then you need to commit, and you need to commit all of the way. Statistically speaking, on YouTube, the average person watches 30 to 40% of any video. Does that stagger you? I don't know. I guess I'm not the average person, because if I start watching something that's engaging, I don't turn it off. And I'm not telling you this, because I'm chastising anybody here for bailing off of one of my videos. If you bail off of this one, you've hurt my feelings, because this one means something to me more than the next. Let's do it this way. When I was a little boy, my mother bought me a chainsaw. No, she bought me a little Fisher Price chainsaw, and my father had a white collar job. He used to go to work during the week, but on the weekends he would become very much the Vermonter. And this guy from New York would go out in his overalls, and he would cut trees and chop them up into sections so that we could then split them, because it took so much wood to heat an old Vermont farmhouse during the entire winter. But if you watched me, I did exactly what he did. I went out and the way I laced up my shoes, the way I walked outside, the way I carried my chainsaw, everything that I did exactly the way he did. And the reason I did is because I wanted to be him. If I could have maintained that a little bit longer in life, I think that we wouldn't be doing these videos right now. Drugs got me off of that, and I went down a different road. But the reason that I bring that up is, if you ever watch some of these athletes, you see little kids who are, 10, 11 years old, and they're out competing as golfers or whatever, and the way they put the ball into the ground, the way that they spin the club before they address the ball, everything is Tiger Woods or whatever golfer they happen to be emulating. But every single thing they do, that even if the adjustment of the shirt before they get up there, everything they do, because they want so badly to be that person, because they want so badly to have the attributes that person has. So why am I telling you this? Because I have said a million times, and I will say a million more, that being positive is a choice. Go through the comment section and read, and you will come across people who obviously are struggling with being positive. In many cases, it's not someone's fault, because we don't realize that being happy and being positive is a choice. We do really believe that outside events, outside of this, dictate what goes on in our lives. When you get to the point where you realize that the external things that go on and the internal things that go on do not need to be connected. They really don't. You can take what's happening in the world, process it, and still be happy, regardless. You really can. That may sound crazy or guru-ish or anything else, but it is a stone cold fact. And sorry, there is I want to tell you a story about a guy that has endured ridiculous amounts of things, and through that has managed to maintain the most positive attitude of anyone you have ever come across. And I'm not telling you about some fictitious character. This is somebody that you see every single day in this comment section. In fact, today, he's going to tell you that you should tell somebody today that you love them. If you've been around long enough, you've seen, I saw a guy heckle him, right? We had on the other channel, there was somebody that was just so negative and wanted to pick on this guy, and didn't change who he was. The external things going around didn't stop him from being who he was. And it didn't need to, because if you mess with this man, I will become the convict again, and I will come after you. And I did, and I always will, because we are family. We really are. And today, one of our brothers is having a birthday. And this is one of the most positive people alive. I'm talking about Charlie Mullins. You'll read his name in the comment section. And I've been reading Charlie's comments for a really long time. And this is just a guy that he's not just positive. If I was having a bad day, Charlie seemed to know it, and those emails always used to come to me at the perfect time. He supports everybody, and he's got 1,000 reasons to be a very negative cat. He really has. Charlie's an alcoholic, and he reached a point in his life where the woman he was in love with, who had a boy, said, look, there's not going to be alcohol in my house. If we're going to get married, you have to quit drinking. And he said he did sort of halfway. And, he realized that it was going to be his family or the booze. And he got rid of the booze. But he probably got rid of it just a pinch too late. And he almost bled to death. I take that back. He bled to death. And Charlie had to be brought back with paddles. In the process of this, they removed 3/4 of his stomach. In doing so, it's made it so that Charlie can't get above about 149 pounds. That's the heaviest this man could be, no matter what, and he's not supposed to drop below 140. What he drinks what he eats and drinks has to be really sort of regulated because of what he's done to his body. And if you go back to the beginning, this was a man that was raised by more by his grandparents, and his great grandfather, died for all intents and purposes, directly in front of him when he was about 5. And this was such a blow to his grandfather that the next year his grandfather committed suicide in Charlie's room. That's one of those things that, at the age of 5 or 6, people don't come back from often. It will turn you into somebody that is just negative. And Charlie said it did. But when they wheeled him in to the hospital, to the emergency room, when he was bleeding to death, through his stomach. In fact, I took a note here because I don't want to misquote this, but they said his blood pressure was 43/26. Imagine hearing that, right? 43/26, you're dead. 9 transfusions. Charlie is the most positive person you've ever met. For real, at least in the male variety. We've got Debbie Bartram and we've got Chi-Chi and we've got some amazing women, but Charlie's the most positive cat alive. And I want that. What do you think of that? I want that. I want what he has. If you want what somebody has, you emulate them, like I did with my dad, like the people do with Tiger Woods. He chooses to be positive. I'm trying to do that every day. I swear to you, Charlie is one of the biggest inspirations that I have on this channel. I love him. I love you, Charlie. I really do. Happy birthday, brother. And I've said, people, and you're going to hear it when I do the steps that I've come up with. They're not 12, but when I do my steps, one of the things that we admit that willpower alone is not going to do it. It's just not. We can't willpower our way through beating addiction. If we could, we wouldn't be here. Now, I'll get a comment from somebody that says, I willpowered my way through. Good for you, bro. Fantastic. I would say that either you had a problem and weren't an addict, or you're that anomaly miracle. But I'll tell you what, it's not the standard. It is the exception. So we build ourselves a support family. And I don't shove God down anyone's throat in my picks either. But for me, my support family starts with God, right? That's, for me, what has really made this work. But for those that don't believe, then you really need to rely on your support family. And you get to build that family, right? How many times have I said you can't choose your family? The hell you can't. Of course you can choose your family. And if I was limited with the number I could choose, thank the Lord I'm not. But if I was limited with the number I could choose, he would be my first round draft pick. Because Charlie is just that guy. And I just want to say happy birthday, Charlie. I really do. There's already like 1,300 people here. If I did a birthday every day, it would be the birthday show. But this is different. Go in the comment section. Go back to every video I got. Go to the comment section and read the comments. And tell me that this man is just not what you want to be. He's what I want to be. So happy birthday, Charlie. And also to Mary. Mary, you're the best. Mary is Charlie's wife. And she lends her husband to us for very long periods of time, right? Charlie hasn't missed a video. And I promise you, he watches to the end of every single one of them. Charlie is committed. He's all in. He is all in to making sure that, number one, he's a positive guy, and number two, that he's here to support everybody that needs it. He's all in. So, again, happy birthday, Charlie. I love you, brother. I really do. Thank you for always being there for me. And thank you for being the rock in my support family, because you really are just that guy. People, there's another video going up, because in spite of the fact that I'm doing 12 hours a day, and I am, I'm going to be here for everybody. But I didn't want to, this video is about Charlie Mullins, and maybe next year we do this again, huh, Charlie? People, you know the drill, right? If you go right over here, you're going to pop up and you can join this. Be Charlie's brother. Be my brother. Be a part of this, because we're doing some amazing things here. And over here are some videos. Watch them. Honestly, there's information in all of those that are really going to help. I am Tommy Scoville. This is the Tommy Scoville Show. God bless everyone.